Thank you again for the gift memberships, Goo I appreciate those as always. All right, let's cover some funner stories, I suppose. A former Family Feud contestant apparently really did have a family feud. He has been accused of murdering his estranged wife and is looking for private investigators who will help pursue his prowler theory. Here is a former Family Feud contestant looking very excited and someone he apparently had a feud with. Interesting. The former Family Feud contestant who made national headlines after being accused of murdering his estranged wife told the trial court he can't afford to pay for private investigators to pursue the theory that a prowler is really to blame. Tim Blifnick, who will turn 40, stands accused of murdering his estranged wife, Rebecca, a 41-year-old nurse and mother of 3 boys who was shot to death in her home. Prosecutors say that following the arrest, they called the murder a heinous and premeditated act and horrific crime, not a random act of violence. Tragically, the woman was found dead after she never made it to school to pick up her kids. On Tuesday, in an ongoing probate case, the parents received a favorable ruling on funds relating to their daughter's estate, and those funds were therefore blocked from being used by the defense. Muddy River News reports the judge ruled estate funds should be used to care for children and upkeep of property, but not for defense. Drew Schnack, the attorney for Tim in the probate case, told the court his client had been borrowing money from the family. Reportedly says client has been basically left penniless and would have to throw themselves on the mercy of the trial court for public funds. The defense wants to hire private investigators to look into evidence that someone other than Tim committed the crime, the lawyer said. The defendant followed up in criminal court to swear in an affidavit that for the purposes of the defense, he's broke and needs public assistance. The sworn affidavit says that he's currently making nothing and has no access to assets due to probate proceedings. So, might need a public defender. The defense attorney has asked for $10,000 in funds for a private investigator after the judge ruled that they were indigent. We have every reason to believe it's a prowler in the area, not Tim. So we have some identification of this individual, but we need someone to look into it who has the skills. Okay. The defendant pleaded not guilty in March. The court docket shows the motion hearing is scheduled to take place on April 19th. An April 11th docket entry shows state motions to exclude Tim's out-of-court statements and include Becky Biffnick's Our Family Wizard messages. There's also a recent motion over the defendant seeking order of protection. After the arrest, it was noticed that Tim and his family members appeared on Family Feud, a fact that stunned at least one former opponent in the wake of Tim's arrest. A GoFundMe has also been set up for the children, which has apparently raised $96,000. There are no words to adequately capture our devastation in the wake of the death. A brutal, selfish act forever changed our lives, leaving an incredibly raw and deep void in our family, most especially for her sons. As the investigation continues, we want to thank the police department and state's attorney, who have also worked tirelessly in pursuit of truth. So, yeah, this guy is in some trouble relating to the murder of his former wife. The family feud may have spilled off into the real world and is seeking money to hire a private investigator. So it'll be interesting to see how the trial court deals with all that.